I often ask a question from my friends and clients. I got a property valuation or appraisal done by a real estate agent. That's not the real valuation.
You don't stand up in court, whereas anything that a valuer provides in writing, that can mean an email, it is a certified opinion of value. So anything that a valuer provides is essentially a sworn valuation.
Welcome to the Property Investor video series. Today we've got Chris Rann from Adval Property, who will be joining us to unpack all things valuation. Chris, welcome to this Property Investor series today. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great, Asim. Thanks for having me here today.
You've got over 35 years of experience in valuations. Do you have any spare time as well, or is that all you do?
Well, I must admit, life is passing me by. It's just every day and every week and every month is just flying at the moment. And I've been lucky to have had a great family behind me, and they've allowed me to, do my bit. But all of the kids are, the youngest one's 20 now. So I'm really trying to find more Chris Rann time, apart from, the last 35 years or so, since it feels like I've just been working so hard, and chasing, a life in the business from which I get great reward. But I'm trying to step back and just have better quality at the moment.
Great to have you here, Chris. And I know with your abundance of knowledge, we'll gain a lot out of it. I often asked a question from my friends and clients. I got a property valuation or appraisal done by a real estate agent. I'm like, yeah, but that's not the real valuation. How's that different to a certified valuation?
With all due respect to my agency friends who provide those letters, the reality is they don't stand up in court, and there might be an agenda why they provided that advice. Whereas anything that a valuer provides in writing, and whether that can mean an email, it is a certified opinion of value. So it is. People still use the word sworn valuation. That doesn't exist anymore. But anything that a valuer provides is essentially a sworn valuation.
If there's a market trend in a certain area where you see the valuations getting pushed to maybe higher than what the average price is around the area, is that affecting because of certain external factors like migration in that area, or is that bias formal?
Well, the classic example is come from overseas. They used to put them in centres in Springvale and Abbotsford, and the Vietnamese in particular. And what happened is that they stayed in Springvale South, and they bought up houses and they bought up shops. Same thing in Abbotsford. Victoria Street became a Vietnamese hub of food and lifestyle, and people like that. People go to those places now. So it's not surprising that, in Springvale, for example, which is close to my office, we see a lot of, Asian buyers coming and wanting to be there because they want to be with their relatives and their friends. And that happens everywhere. In Clyde, we're seeing a lot of Indian buyers targeting that area because their friends and family and religious institutions are there. So it does affect value.
And we have investors buying interstate and buying a property which is established and needs some work to be done. If you have to give your top 3 things which an investor can do in the property when they're renovating it, what could be those 3 things which will add value to their property?
I think for every buyer, tenant, everyone in the chain, the first thing that they notice when they first walk into a property, that's what you have to concentrate on. And whether that be changing the blinds or changing the carpet or painting the walls. They're the first impressions that are what you should concentrate on.
And, a hot topic nowadays on a barbecue is interest rates. Are they going down or they're not going down? We don't know what's happening. But it's fair to say that the market is on a downward trajectory with interest rates. Any effect in valuation? Is that playing up currently, or buyers are still waiting for more rate cuts?
The expectation has been for 6 months or more that we are going to have lower interest rates. And that is happening slower than anticipated. But there are other economic factors going on in the market. The state and federal government initiatives to curb inflation have really kicked in. And notwithstanding interest rates going down, that's not flowing through yet in the confidence space. And I don't think the government want that. They don't want to see house prices go up significantly, but they're not anyway. So across the board, I'm seeing the market being flat to a little bit negative, but there are buyers. So the market is not good, but it's not hopeless.
How some of the expenses such as land taxes playing into the Victorian market especially?
Well, massive. So a lot of property owners are saying, look, I'm actually barely getting a return on this property now. I think I've enjoyed the best of it, so they're selling. So with that comes opportunity. So there'll be a lot more property on the market at the moment. And certainly in suburbs or municipalities like Stonington and Monash, where there are a lot of investors, you'll see that there are a lot of properties for sale, and they're less than what they were 5 years ago. So there are opportunities out there at the moment.
That's good. And what is one tip you can give it to someone who's starting their property investment journey?
Don't rush into it. Try not to be emotional and do it just for the sake of doing it. It doesn't make you a millionaire by owning an investment property. Do the numbers, and if you're comparing, one house to another or one unit to another, think about where the value might be in 5 years' time when you might have to sell it for whatever reasons. Look at the return and actually do a yield analysis on the properties. Not everyone does that. They just think they'll get in the market and they'll see where they go from there.
That's great, Chris. Thank you very much. There were some real golden nuggets in that to unpack. And that's all I say to my clients. Finance can get you in the door, but bank is the one who would decide with the valuation they're coming along with you or not. So thank you, Chris, for being part of this series. We took a lot out of it, and hopefully our investors, clients as well. So thank you.